Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us on KREM 2 News First at 4. I'm Tom Sherry.
Hello, everyone. I'm Regina on Whitney is off.
People who are on the street all through the night in these elements with sometimes very little more than a few sheets or blankets to cover them. It's really troubling.
As temperatures tumble and the outdoors turns from just being cold to bitter cold and potentially dangerous, we heard from one man that is begging for people to help do more to support our homeless population. Craig Howard snapped some of these pictures right there as he delivered blankets and warm clothing in the downtown Spokane area. Howard works for a local nonprofit that helps people who deal with homelessness. And even he says last night was startling. He is asking that people help get blankets, warm clothing, and food to those struggling, and also support local nonprofits that can help those folks. He says that by the time he made his evening deliveries, local shelters were full.
One man who was under a tunnel at Adams and 2nd, and I spoke to him briefly. I gave him a blanket and a stocking cap, and his hands and his face, they looked like they were sunburned. I mean, they were so red and chafed, and that was at 10:30. And I know at that point, nearly all the shelters were full. SNAP had run out of their motel vouchers. And where does he go? I mean, you know, his risk is sleeping there through the night and wonder if he's going to wake up in the morning, you know, with black fingers and toes, not knowing if he'll keep those fingers and toes. So we got to do better. We just have to do better.
Very powerful words there. And SNAP said they haven't heard of anyone getting turned away from shelters. A representative from SNAP said they've helped 20 people get to motel rooms this week, and they have 6 available rooms tonight. The Union Gospel Mission Men's Shelter will reopen for new people on Sunday, and they will start accepting new intakes at 11 a.m. They only had 1 positive case this week and 0 positive tests. And as we turn to weather here really quick, it really is kind of surprising when you walk out there. You almost don't know that it's going to be that cold.
Well, I think that, you know, you see the sunshine or you're driving around and you get a little sunshine and you're like, oh, okay. And then as soon as you open the door and walk outside, wow, it's just dangerously cold. We've got wind chills that at times are, you know, below zero, sub-zero wind chills that will just freeze your flesh within 30 minutes. Take a look at the weather headlines. Again, those bitter cold wind chills continuing with lows in the teens and single digits, but with the wind chill, they could be sub-zero. Like tonight, we're expecting the coldest wind chills to be right around -7. Snow will develop Sunday night into Monday, so that'll bring us a new set of problems, but it is also going to warm up our temperatures. By late next week, we're back up into the 30s. Advisories to talk about the snow has mostly been down in the southern part of our state, and you can see we've got winter weather advisories in effect through Saturday. 2 to 4 inches of snow if possible down in the lower Columbia Basin, 4 to 7 inches of snow as you get towards Walla Walla and up towards the Blue Mountains around Lewiston, 5 to 7 inches of snow, and northern Idaho and western Montana still under that wind chill advisory through late tomorrow morning. When we look at the current temperature, it's 18 degrees, but again, with that east-northeasterly wind at 15 miles per hour, we're now getting wind chills that are well down into the single digits, and some areas are still seeing below 0 wind chills. There's that snow that I talked about, light snow falling across the Palouse. Never made it really any farther north than about the I-90 area. Most of it was to the south of us. So here's a look at your forecast. 10 will be the overnight low tonight. That's an air temperature, but the wind chills will be sub-zero. 22 the expected high on your Saturday under cloudy skies. A slight chance of some snow showers. A much better chance of snow developing Sunday night into Monday, and still cold over the weekend. I'll have the rest of your 7-day forecast in just about 10 minutes.
All right, Tom, sounds good. Well, you can now make plans to eat out for Valentine's Day this Sunday. That's because Governor Inslee is allowing restaurants in Spokane County to move forward to phase 2 a day earlier. Yeah,
KREM 2's Amanda Rowley checked in with Spokane restaurants today that are busy preparing to open for the holiday.
Downriver Grill here in North Spokane wanted to open for Valentine's Day no matter what. So to make that possible, they installed these windows. But come Sunday, they'll be able to shut these windows so that their guests will be able to enjoy a nice, warm indoor meal for Valentine's Day.
All of my staff just cannot wait to have people that we haven't seen in a long time, to be able to get them back in here and be able to do what we do best, which is serve them with the best food and the fun drinks, and just have a great, safe time with them. We know that a lot of people have been anticipating us being able to open, and we've been anticipating being able to serve them. So yes, we've increased our orders and we are ready to go.
Now, Julie acknowledges that not all restaurants are quite ready to reopen, especially the challenge of just a quick turnaround for this Sunday. But she's wishing them the best as they start to make those steps to reopen for that 25% capacity here in Phase 2. Reporting in North Spokane, Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.
Very exciting indeed.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, with our region moving to Phase 2 now, that opens up possibilities for fan attendance at sporting events.
Yeah, the Gonzaga men's basketball team have 2 more scheduled home games, and they're actually looking to add people to the stands, but there's a group that gets priority. Sports Director Brenna Green joins us now from the newsroom with more information. Brenna.
Tom, Regina, yeah, if you have season tickets, I wouldn't start lining up just yet to get into the kennel, but for good reason. 200 people will be allowed to attend Gonzaga's games when they return to McCarthy next week. Before moving to Phase 2, about 100 people were normally in the building for Bulldogs games. That includes game staff, players, and media. So that means there's about 100 open spots. The team right now is prioritizing giving those open seats to Gonzaga players' immediate family members, especially since next Saturday is senior night for the men. I spoke with freshman Dominic Harris's dad, who has traveled to every game he could attend this year, about the possibility of being able to watch his son in the kennel next week.
If they're going to let me in, I guarantee you I'm going to be the loudest person in the building. I guarantee that right now. Hopefully I don't get kicked out of the building because they're going to know it's me, right? So I'm going to be so loud, right? And I'm going to bring so much energy. I just hope it just transfers to everybody.
There is a possibility that the Zags could schedule more home games in the last week of the season, as they are currently free that week due to reshuffling of games due to COVID, but we don't really have much of a clue about that right now. We would know at the earliest by mid next week. I have spoken to WSU and Eastern Washington's athletic departments. They remain unsure right now if they will try to add extra people. We'll have more with Sean Harris and Anton Watson's dad, Dion, tonight at 6. Back to you guys.
That is great news, and boy, yeah, totally deserving. You want to watch your kid play, right?
Now you
and
do.
especially
now
if it's if you have a senior there.
Yeah.
You know, we talked a lot about Phase 2 and the restaurants reopening, and we know that's a lot of information for you. So we've got everything you need to know about this Phase 2 reopening on our website. You can also text the word reopen to 509-448-2000, and we will send you the information straight to your phone. Well, next at 4 o'clock, a Sandpoint man is facing federal charges in connection to the U.S. Capitol riots. This morning, Mike Pope of Sandpoint was arrested by the FBI on multiple federal charges, including obstructing or impeding any official proceeding, civil disorder, entering and remaining in a restricted building or grounds. Today, an Idaho District Court released Pope from custody following his hearing. The FBI also arrested Mike's brother, William Pope of Topeka, Kansas, on the same charges. Well, coming up at 5 this evening, our Mark Hanrahan has more on Pope's charges and his court appearance.
Well, today, lawyers for Donald Trump began their defense of the former president in his second Senate impeachment trial. They pushed back against 2 days of arguments from House impeachment managers who accused Trump of inciting the January 6th attack on the Capitol. They deny he played any role in the deadly Capitol riot and said to prove he always stood for law and order.
Nothing in the text could ever be construed as encouraging, condoning, or enticing unlawful activity of any kind.
A number of Republican lawmakers have said a conviction is highly unlikely, something that would take 17 GOP senators joining with all of the Democrats. During questioning, Mr. Trump's lawyer would not get into timeline specifics, but argued the impeachment article is for incitement and how he responded to the riot is not relevant. A final vote on whether to acquit or convict former President Trump could take place as early as this weekend. Don't